Hello, everyone. Jim Biringer here, NHLRumors.com, back again for another video. Click that notify button, stay subscribed, give this video a like. We're talking about the Vancouver Canucks and the busy weekend that they had and the busy week that they've had and the rumors involving this team. Last week, we discussed it. Check the previous video about JT Miller breaking down the trade to the New York Rangers. Vancouver sends Miller to the Rangers for Victor Mancini, Filipino, and a top 13 protected 2025 first-round draft picks. But the Canucks were not finished. No, President Jim Rutherford, GM Patrick Allvin were not finished. They go get a familiar faith in Marcus Pettersson. They acquired Pettersson from the Pittsburgh Penguins along with Drew O'Connor. They sent that first-round draft pick along with some prospects over to Pittsburgh as Kyle Dubas retools and rebuilds that Penguins team. And Rutherford and Allvin know Marcus Pettersson from their days in Pittsburgh. They got him from Anaheim way back in the day. But guess what? They weren't finished with Pettersson after 2 games because of the way he likes Elias Pettersson and Brock Boeser. He signs a new 6-year extension, $5.5 million deal. It's funny because that $5.5 million a season is $500,000 more than what Nikita Zadorov, a former Vancouver Canucks defenseman who the Canucks acquired from the Calgary Flames last year, makes with the Boston Bruins. Pettersson comes in, Mr. Steady Eddie on the back end, probably one of the top 5 defensive defensemen in the league. The Canucks upgrade their top 4. They have Pettersson along with Philip Hronek. Quinn Hughes is there as well. Quinn Hughes out of the lineup dealing with an injury. His status for the Four Nations faceoff is definitely up in the air as the Canucks try to figure out what they're going to do on the back end. Obviously, Kevin Lankinen, Thatcher Demko between the pipes. Tyler Myers back there as well. But the Canucks are a team. And look, everybody heard the rumors about Quinn Hughes and potentially leaving in 2027 when he's a UFA. Let's pump the brakes on that. Everybody's going to connect him to the New Jersey Devils. 2027 is a long ways away. He's got some time. He's not even eligible for an extension yet. So we got to pump the brakes on that because the Vancouver Canucks want to contend. They still want to be a contender. They believe they can be a contender in the Western Conference. Hence why they moved that Miller, but they needed to get something in return, and they were never going to win a Miller trade. We've documented it here on NHLRumors.com. A lot of the big-time insiders have said the same thing. They were never winning it. Heck, the president came out and said they weren't going to win a Miller trade. Whatever they got for Miller or for Elias Pettersson was not going to be the same. And speaking of Elias Pettersson, his name is still out there. Even though the Canucks are not shopping him, teams could be calling about him, right? We talk about it. And, one of those big names, and we'll do another video on it, but Dylan Cousins is out there as well, Buffalo Sabres. But say, Vancouver was looking to trade Pettersson. What are they going to try to get? Well, they're going to try to get a player similar to Pettersson, but they're still not going to win that trade. And they're going to get assets, but yet they still want to contend. So why would you give up both guys? So right now, Pettersson kind of off the trade market for now, unless there's a big offer that can swing the door the other way. And don't be surprised, realistically, if Vancouver doesn't do this. Look, they made the mistake once with Corey Schneider moving him out and then moving out Roberto Luongo. That franchise was never the same. No, Jacob Markstrom played really well, but it took some time to rebuild that team and get back to the playoffs. I think what the Canucks want to do, they want to take their time, but it was good to see that, the first round pick that they moved to Pittsburgh, now that trade looks a lot better because if you let Marcus Pettersson walk for nothing and you give up a first round pick, that's not really good. But they get the deal done. They were going to talk about an extension this week, one way or another, and now they get it done real quick. First 3 years, full no move, no trade. Final 3 years, 15-team no trade list. So Pettersson locked up, good future for him in Vancouver. Now let's see if the Canucks can get things going because obviously not only is Elias Pettersson's name out there, but Brock Boeser's name is out there. Again, he continues to be linked to the New Jersey Devils. The Devils need scoring. He would be an ideal player, but again, it's a dilemma for the Vancouver Canucks because they're chasing the Calgary Flames. It's the Flames, it's the Canucks for the final wild card spot in the West. Yeah, you could talk about Seattle, you could talk about Utah, you could talk about St. Louis, maybe Anaheim, throw them in there. But realistically, Vancouver and Calgary for the final spot in the West. Colorado's kind of, pulling away there. Do they really worry about Los Angeles in third? But the dilemma is you want to be competitive. You want to be in the race. But you can't keep a UFA, or can you? Because as we see in Toronto, they have two players, Mitch Marner and John Tavares. They're keeping them around. But we saw what Colorado did. Oh, we're not going to be able to sign Mikko Rantanen. Let's go trade him for guys that are going to help us win. So that's the double-edged sword the Vancouver Canucks face, especially with a guy like Brock Boeser. He's due a new contract. It was a fight last time, and it's very surprising he signed that 3-year deal. This was supposed to be a prove-it season for Brock Boeser. See if he could do it again. He's coming off the blood clots, right? But he only hit 40 goals once, and it was last year. He came close to 30 a couple of times. Most likely a 25-goal scorer a season. Does 5 years, 6 years, $6 million, $7 million, going to get it done. Well, if the cap's going to go up to $95 million, it's going to go up to $104 million. It's going to go up to $113 million. Is Brock Boeser a $7.5 million player? Is he going to get 8? Is he going to get close to 8 to 9 over that time frame? He's 28 years old, going to be 29. Like, that's something they have to look at on what an extension is going to look like. Both Pettersson and Boeser, same age. So you just locked up Pettersson. Can you lock up Boeser? That's going to be the key. Or do they trade him? Because if this team falls off, they're probably trading him. New Jersey will definitely want him. There'll be teams that want him. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Vancouver Canucks do. They've made a lot of headlines prior to the Four Nations face-off. I don't think they're done, personally. Talk with some people. I don't think they're done. But I don't know if it's going to be Pettersson. It could be Boeser that goes. But do you want to give up away more offense than a team that's struggling to score goals right now because Jake DeBrusk's contract still doesn't look good, despite that point streak that he had early in the season? He finally got his first goal in 11 games. So they need offense. They need Boeser. They want a young guy, fits this team. Well, that's Brock Boeser. But they want to bring in goal scoring. So do they want Boeser long-term? Do they not? They want controllable asset? Do they want a center? There's a lot of things the Canucks got their hands in. NHLrumors.com is the place to find out. I'm Jim Biringer. Again, click that notify button. Stay subscribed. Give us a like on here. We'll be back again real soon. Take care.